If you're a machine operator that uses hydraulic or diesel-powered equipment, you've probably heard of ISO codes. If you haven't, then let's get you caught up. Your equipment might depend on it. The majority of premature machine failures, as much as 70% according to some studies, are due to contamination. ISO codes are the key to measuring and understanding contamination. So let's decode ISO codes and explore how they relate to solid contamination and equipment protection. First, let's revisit the idea of solid contamination. Solid contamination is the most common type of contamination that affects hydraulic, diesel, and other fluid-powered systems. Potentially harmful solid particles can be found in every industrial and manufacturing environment. Things like dust and grit, pollen, fibers, and even metal fragments can enter your fuel or hydraulic fluid and cause serious wear and tear on the internal system components. The majority of solid contamination particles are typically smaller than you can see with the naked eye. Solid contamination is measured in microns, a unit of measurement used on the microscopic level. To put microns into better perspective, a human hair is roughly 70 microns thick. 40 microns is referred to as the visibility limit. This means that anything below 40 microns can't be seen by the human eye without the help of a microscope. The harmful solid contamination we expect to see in hydraulic fluid and diesel fuel tends to be 25 microns and below. Solid contamination is truly more than meets the eye. Your operating fluid can look perfectly clean but still be highly contaminated. If left unchecked, solid contamination can cause premature equipment failures that impact productivity, increase repair and maintenance costs, and can even become a worker safety hazard. Now back to ISO codes. ISO codes are basically a shorthand numerical representation of how much solid contamination is in your fluid. ISO codes are generated by specialized contamination sensors that analyze the size and amount of contaminants in a tiny sample of fluid. ISO codes consist of 3 numbers separated by forward slashes. These 3 numbers represent the amount of solid particles across 3 different size ranges in the fluid: particulates larger than 4 microns, larger than 6 microns, and larger than 14 microns. The numbers in the ISO code correspond to a standardized chart which outlines different quantity ranges of particles in a 1 milliliter fluid sample. So, if the first number in your ISO code is 16, that means that there are between 320 and 640 particles larger than 4 microns in your fluid sample, and so on. But without a benchmark to compare to, ISO codes are really just numbers. That's where ISO targets come in. An ISO target is an ISO code that represents how clean your fluid should be to allow your machine and its components to have a normal operating lifespan. ISO targets are usually manufacturer recommended. A common ISO target used for a modern hydraulic system is 161411. Diesel systems are much more sensitive to solid contamination. The current standard for a modern diesel injector system is an ISO target below 1296. Once you know the ISO target for your equipment, it's extremely important to stick to that target. Let's say the ISO target for your machine is 161411. If you sample your hydraulic fluid and find an ISO code of, say, 181613, that seems close enough, right? Wrong. ISO codes are not incremental. When it comes to ISO codes, an increase of just 1 actually represents double the amount of contamination. This means that exceeding your ISO target by 2 actually represents 4 times more solid contamination grinding away in your system. It's easier to visualize this difference over a longer timescale. Assuming an average flow rate and operating schedule, Let's see how much contamination flows through a system over the course of a year at different ISO code levels. See how the amount of dirt doubles with each ISO code increase? What seems like a minor difference in ISO codes can actually amount to added pounds of contamination in the operating fluid. Keeping your operating fluid clean by staying on or below your ISO target is the key to keeping your equipment working efficiently and safely for longer. Want to learn more about how contamination impacts your equipment and business operations? Ask the experts at Schroeder Industries.